morning, ladies and gentlemen, and may the force be with you.
Good
We are
morning.
here. We're just plain living,
We all
and
need
this
the
is
force.
this is Star Wars week.
I'm excited about that. Are you excited about that?
I'm beyond myself.
Beyond yourself.
But you know, John, I have to admit that went over my head. I didn't know it. Julia
didn't
said
know
that
about
right before we
that.
started, and I didn't know what she was
Yeah.
talking about. John caught on right away.
And in case
yeah.
you're wondering, I'm Peggy Burton.
Oh yeah, and I'm Jim Fuller.
How do you do?
And I'm Obi-Wan Kenobi. No, Obi-John. I'm
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Okay. We'll just refer to you as
Somehow that made me
Obi-John.
made me think of Deck Us All with Boston Charlie. Do
Yeah,
you remember
yeah.
Pogo? He used to
Pogo.
sing all those.
Yeah, all
Good
the
King
Christmas
Wenceslas
songs.
looked out on his feet's uneven. I love that one. Feet.
Feet, uneven feet. Had one short toe
Yeah.
and one long one.
Right.
Well, that's
He
the
must have
thing
been a
about
poet and
music. You
didn't know
can
it.
say whatever you want.
You can say whatever you want
Yeah,
to.
make
And
up
I was
stuff.
watching, because I've been caught up in Frank Sinatra lately, I was watching the Frank Sinatra special on TV, and Usher was, no, it wasn't Usher, because he would have done better. Whoever was singing this one song, he was missing a lot of words, and he was sometimes just mouthing it or going da 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 da. I don't know if anybody noticed that but me.
I
But
didn't see that special.
oh, it was.
didn't
I had a
either.
piper, a poet, a da 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 king.
That's
He just couldn't
live.
get it. He couldn't get the words in a row. But
They
he
needed Fuller up
sounded
there.
great. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
It was a good show. And Adele, did you see her big special last night?
No.
Adele has come over from Europe and done New York City.
Well, I bet she's tired.
Yeah, she flew in. Well, she did a
Look
great.
at that.
She did a great
New
job.
York City. She's a tired girl.
Most of her
Did
music
you see
is kind of down.
Not to change the subject.
Yeah, you can.
And then you can go back to where you were. That the Russians are proposing we build a super highway from New York City to London that you could drive on the
To
highway.
drive
It
across
would-
the ocean,
Well, it's
under
up,
the
it's
ocean.
up through
Oh, going
Alaska.
across Alaska.
Yeah.
So you could drive all the way.
It's almost 13,000 miles long.
That'd
It's
be
what they're
interesting.
proposing. I mean, that would take a
What
lot of
for?
corporate. I don't
Who,
know.
who wants to
Valdemar had
go?
some weird
Who
ideas.
wants to go?
That is an interesting
That would seem like a
concept, though, yeah.
luxury, wouldn't it?
Oh, for
You know,
sure.
You know,
I pictured a bridge across the ocean.
no. There would be a bridge involved. but-
Yeah.
Well, it'd have to be across the Bering Strait.
Yeah. Right.
There'd be a big bridge. I always
Yeah, it
get
would be,
nervous
but
on
it's
those
not.
big
It's not that
bridges.
far. I
It
can't
couldn't be
remember.
that far because Sarah Palin said she could see Russia
Mm-hmm.
from her backyard. So,
What kind of drugs was she on?
well, that was her qualification. I'm not making fun of Sarah Palin.
No, I know.
Absolutely. But that was her qualifications for understanding foreign policy.
Yeah,
She could see
think,
Russia.
she could see Russia.
She could see Russia, yeah.
Well, Putin is, he's a pretty strong man. He could do it, I think, if he
Putin,
decided.
yeah.
He
Yeah.
could probably
Well,
do it.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is, who's gonna? I mean, who's
I'm
gonna
sure
use
every-
it?
Who's going to foot the bill? That'd be my
Who's gonna
worry.
use it?
I'm
I don't
tired of
know.
paying for
I don't
everything,
know.
aren't
I mean,
you?
driving, it's 13,000 miles. It'd take you a couple of weeks to make that trip, wouldn't it, in the car?
Yeah, I would hate to even, because driving across country even is huge.
Actually, more than a couple of weeks, probably.
Yeah.
Probably
So,
3.
Yeah.
Probably 3 because I drove 1 month. I drove 26,000 miles.
26,000?
Yeah, I was in every state west of the Mississippi
26.
doing a consulting job
That's
for
a
Eddie
lot of
Bauer.
miles. Well, like
And it
3,000
took me-
across country, isn't it?
Yeah,
How coast to coast? What is that?
something
About
like that.
3,000
Like,
miles.
yeah, okay. That's a lot of mileage.
Yeah, it was. And of course I was stopping and going into mall stores. I
Right.
mean, I wasn't just straight driving.
sure.
But I'd say it'd probably take you 3 weeks to do
Yeah.
that.
Were you a changed man when you came back? You had
Very
all
much
that
so.
time by yourself thinking.
Very much
and,
so. I had never been out west other than to go to Texas. And so I didn't know anything about the Dakotas and Wyoming and Montana.
It's beautiful out
and
there.
all of the heartland states of this country. Our country is just fantastically beautiful. And what affected me more than anything else, have you been to Disney World? I'm
Yeah.
sure you have. when you go to Epcot and Disney World, where all the different countries are, and you can be in England and you can take one step
And be in another
and go
country.
into another country, and all the music changes,
Yeah.
the costumes change, the foliage changes.
It's a
and our
wonderful
country's that
experience.
way. Each state almost has its own color palette. And it changes, and they're all beautiful.
Did you get a lot of pictures?
No, I didn't, because I didn't. I've been asked that several times.
But you got the pictures in your mind.
I didn't have time to stop and take
Right.
pictures, and so I decided that I would take pictures of only one thing. And I have several really good pictures of old abandoned churches
That's neat, yeah.
out west, where they had, they built the church and the town disappeared, and there's this
And they're
there's
just
this clapboard church building
standing.
and not just churches. One was an old post office and different things like
Things
that.
that were
Because
old.
I mean, if you stopped to take a picture of everything you saw, you'd never get where you're supposed to be going.
I almost feel that way about like touring Europe. It's better just to enjoy it, because if you have to capture every little scene you see, then you miss the moment, you miss the experience.
Well, it's like filming something. Somebody says, "Oh, did you film this? What was that show like?" And I said, "Well, if you're filming it, you don't know what it's like."
You need a little
Because
thing on your
you're busy
head
doing
that
your
just films as you go around.
Yeah, you're busy doing your job instead of watching. You're trying to make sure you get the right
Get the
shot
right
on the
shot,
singer
exactly.
instead of listening to what the singer's saying.
Right.
So you don't really get to watch the show.
Yeah, absolutely.
And or the wedding or whatever. You know. So it's like this show. Fran will ask me, "Well, who was on the show? How'd it go?" And, well, when you're interviewing somebody and then somebody else is interviewing the next person, you're over here getting ready to do the next person.
And how often do you go back and dig all that out and look at it all?
I try to watch this show every week
Well,
after it's done.
yeah. Do you really?
Yeah. Well, I want to see how we do.
I'm not sure that
It's just like you doing a show and never taking notes on it.
Oh, well, yeah.
You're not sure.
That's true.
You take notes, and hopefully, if you make a mistake, you try to correct it.
Speaking
and be
of
better.
notes, we got Noel Clements in the audience today.
Is
He
that
is a
note-
man
is
that can
notes,
take a note.
Notes Clements over there?
Yeah, he's going to talk about Manchester Arts Center.
Is he good? Yeah, I got a JPEG from them yesterday on their new
good.
season and what they're doing over there. One thing I want to promote right now, though, is this weekend at South Jackson Civic Center at 7 o'clock. There will be Jacob, my son, and his wife Cindy, Jacob and Cindy Gray, and Sharon K. Edwards and Todd Nichols and Nate Strasser, and they are going to be producing a program called Winter Wonderland. It's an entertainment program, and it will be delightful.
It will be fun.
It'll be fun. They put together a great show and have great music, and I don't know if people understand or realize who Nate is,
I was going to say.
but he is an
he is-
incredible young piano player
He's
who has
great.
been everywhere from New York to Hollywood.
Oh, and I didn't even know he was back in our region.
And
I'm thrilled to death
he
about
writes movie scores. He composes movie
Isn't that
scores
great?
for Hollywood,
Yeah.
and he's moved back to the Nashville area because a lot of that stuff is happening. Yeah, here's a little video right here of Jacob and Cindy doing just a little piece to give you a clue about what they can do, and then we'll be right back.
Lips look delicious.
My brother will be at the door.
Waves upon a tropical shore.
My maiden aunt's mind is vicious.
Gosh, your lips are delicious.
But baby, you're so hot and
Never been such a blizzard before.
Got to get home.
Baby, you'll freeze out there.
Say, lend me your coat.
It's up to your knees out there.
It's really been great.
I'm thrilled when you touch my
But
hand.
don't you see?
How can you do these things to
It's
me?
bound to be talk tomorrow.
That's
All
cute.
right, so that's just a little bit. They're going to be
That's
doing
cute.
holiday songs and Christmas songs and winter songs and.
That'll be good.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
sure.
yeah, and they.
And I'll bet he wears rooster wear.
He
What do
might
you think?
wear some rooster wear that night. So,
You know-
and they just were involved with Peggy up at the Park Theater in McMinnville with the Frank Sinatra tribute. So, yeah, it'll be a good show, and it'll be a good show for you to bring your kids to. It's going to be just light, good entertainment. with a Christmas and a holiday thing.
And wear your Santa hat if you want to.
Yeah.
You know, John, I'm watching that. I have come to the conclusion that Jacob and Cindy are better together, perhaps, than you and Fran. But they were not as entertaining, because one of the most entertaining things I used to enjoy about when we would do the Big Brothers telethon was, if you know Fran, you know Fran is just an excellent vocalist, and she's very professional at what she does. John, on the other hand, is a barroom singer, and he's good at it. But,
he does his best work in the bar, in other words.
But they were doing a duet in one of the telethons, and I thought they might get divorced over this because, you know, Fran kept trying to get John to do it the right way, and John's going to do it
his way.
His way.
He does it his way.
You know, so, but it was a lot of fun to watch, and somehow they got through it. But
we'd always end up getting through it, but sometimes I just like slide into a note, and that's, she's used to hitting those notes, right like you would do it, but Jimmy and I we kind of slide through all this stuff. But if you have an opportunity, please go by and check out Jacob and Cindy's show. That's at South Jackson Civic Center this Saturday night, the 19th at 7 o'clock.
At 7. That's a little bit different than sometimes we do 7:30. So be sure you
7
come
o'clock,
at 7.
and there'll be plenty of room, a lot of fun. We'll be right back after this message. Don't you go away.
Just in time for Christmas, and for the first time in more than a decade, Taylor's Leatherware in Tullahoma, Tennessee is opening its doors to the public. From December 1st to the 19th, come and check out our inventory of men and women's leather jackets and genuine leather handbags from $35 to $200. Motorcycle jackets, police duty jackets, dress coats, and bomber jackets, hundreds of coats in all sizes. The sale begins Tuesday, December the 1st from 9 to 5, open every day except for Sunday until December the 19th. Find us at 1205 5 Points Road, just around the corner from Motlow College.
Hi, this is Terry Stroop with Stroop's Accurate Refrigeration. We'd like to take this time to thank everybody who put their trust in us this past year to service their heating and cooling needs. We continue to offer the best available HVAC equipment out there with the Trane equipment and geothermal heat pumps. We'd like for everybody to focus on the reason for this time of the year for this season.
As Jesus warms your heart, thank you for allowing Stroops to warm your homes. To all of you we wish
Merry Christmas!
Did you take your medicine?
Oh gosh, I forgot it.
Her nurse. You need a claim number? Her personal assistant. Let me just grab her housekeeper. Her cook. Her accountant. When I started taking care of Mom, I didn't realize the challenge of playing so many roles. But above all, I'm still her daughter.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving to connect with experts and other caregivers. Together we can better care for ourselves and the ones we love.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back, and of course this time of year there's all types of activities in all the towns around here. But last week Tullahoma had its Old Town Christmas stroll, and our man Andrew Todd was on the scene, and we have different videos from different places. What we're going to bring you right now is a selection from Mount Zion Church, and Andrew's Magic's coming to you right now.
The Kia Summers on Us sales event is going on right now at Russell Barnett Kia of Tullahoma. Let me tell you about this event. Purchase a new Kia Sedona, Kia Optima, Kia Forte, and receive 0% financing up to 66 months and your first 3 payments for free. For a limited time only, no strings attached. With America's best warranty, the 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, Kia is the power to surprise. The Kia Summers on Us sales event going on right now. Why buy anywhere else?
All I have to do to think about what I was physically before and what I am now, and I don't ever want to go back to that original situation.
The overall mission of the rehab team is always what is best for the patient and how we can facilitate maximum potential from every resident.
Well, the most important thing to me is that I'm allowed to do whatever I want to do, you know.
Everyday Miracles, Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and we're pleased to have joining us on the set now from the show Let's Talk Antiques, which is on Thunder Radio every Wednesday morning, and it's also played right here on Charter Channel 6 and also on, Charter 193, sorry, and also on Light 2 Channel 6. So we're really honored to have these guys on here. Ronnie Branch is to my left, and of course the guy to his left you probably recognize as your former county mayor, among other things. And he's a part of this show because in order to be a county mayor, you have to know everything. And
Absolutely.
David kind of qualifies with that. And however, he probably doesn't measure up to what Ronnie knows, especially about the topic we're going to talk about today.
Absolutely not. And you know, Let's Talk Antiques, that show's been on for 16 years.
Mm-hmm.
And in January, I talked to you and we worked the deal out and we started filming that. And of course, it goes to several thousand people, households. It goes to Lincoln and Bedford and more, and kind of gets around a little bit, don't it?
Yes, it does. And plus, it's available on our Facebook page.
And
YouTube.
And we got our own Facebook page.
Right.
We're getting lots of hits on YouTube.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if somebody wanted to make it a good investment in their advertisement budget, it's a really economical way to advertise, especially with Charter there, and I know you'll take care of them if they want to call you and talk to you about it. But it's a bargain for what the show is.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Well, today we're going to talk about Star Wars. Since the new movie's going to come out Friday, right?
The new movie's going to come out Friday, and you'll be lucky to get a ticket anywhere. It's sold out everywhere.
Well, I've even seen Ronnie on eBay auctions. I've seen some of them that brought $400 and $500 for a $15 ticket.
They're bringing money on the secondary market. Yes.
Unbelievable. Okay.
It's really, one thing that Ronnie said when we was talking before we got on the set here was that, didn't you say, as far as merchandising, it's the largest merchandiser of any movie?
It's the largest merchandiser. From 78 to 1986, they sold over 250 million pieces.
Not dollars,
Not
but
dollars.
pieces.
We're talking about pieces.
Oh my goodness!
So it's one of the largest movie franchises out there.
250 million
pieces.
Pieces. And
that's going to equate to over $1 trillion worth of stuff.
Oh Lord, they line up to get the stuff.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
Everyone, and no, we're not just talking about children now. We're talking about adults who have watched the original trilogy.
Well, those children are adults.
They are now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And their children,
Ronnie,
I was noticing at Walmart some of the Cardi figures were $18 to $20 a piece. Now I remember,
how much were they when they first come out?
That's what I was fixing to say. I remember they were like $5
or less than that. Some of the earlier pieces.
Right, $4 or $5 from Return of the Jedi, Empire Strikes Back.
Now I was talking to you earlier, and you said as of right now there's been 6 movies.
There have been 6 movies. We had the original trilogy. The first one, I still call it Star Wars. They call it A New Hope.
Yeah.
What you had, A New Hope, you had The Empire Strikes Back, and then you had Return of the Jedi. And then in '99 they started releasing what they called the prequel, which was what happened before that. And you had the Phantom Menace, then you had the Clone War, Attack of the Clones, and then you had Revenge of the Sith. And so now what they're doing is they're going back and they're telling the story about what happened after Return of the Jedi. You know,
You've probably seen all these movies, haven't you?
I've saw them over and over and over.
Have you seen them as well?
Yes,
Yeah.
but not as many. Now, I'm not the expert. You know, in '77, I was 27 years old, so my son, though, he was 4, so he was ready for Star Wars.
Right.
He was at the right age. You know, noticed on those toys it says from 2 to 4 or 4 to 6 or whatever.
Right.
Well, he was at the right age for that. Ronnie, there's so much you could talk about. We could talk 2 or 3 hours, but what I want you to do is tell a few interesting stories about, you know, when they first made Star Wars, like that you was talking about, the actual set.
Let's talk about in the beginning. In 1971, George Lucas signed a 2-movie deal with Universal Studios. The first movie was, of course, American Graffiti, which done very well at the box office, and then that was released in '73. So in '73 he started working on Star Wars, which it wasn't called Star Wars at the time. The working title of it was The Star Wars. And actually in his notes, his first draft, he was calling it The Adventures of Willis. I thought it was kind of funny, yeah. He had Han Solo at the time in The Adventures of Willis was a reptilian guy with no mouth, and he had gills, and he was green, which I thought that was kind of funny. And you know, Al Pacino was considered for the part of Han Solo.
No kidding, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was. And so the second version, the second draft that he came out with, that's where he called it The Star Wars instead of The Adventures of Willis, and that was the working title up until almost the point where they were ready to release it. And that movie was released in May of '77. As a matter of fact, all of them were released in May, except for this new one that's coming out here, which was like a week after George Lucas's birthday. I thought that was kind of interesting too.
What about the big ship? You know, you was going to. We only got like 4 minutes. And we're going a couple minutes when we get into the end of the show. We're going to pull up some completed auctions.
Okay, now they were on a budget when they were doing the first movies. As a matter of fact, Universal Studios almost shut them down because of cost overruns.
I bet it was a phenomenal cost at that time.
Oh, it was at the time, because they created their own camera systems. They put cameras on rails, as a matter of fact, you know, to get some of those shots with the ships. And they built several different sizes of the Millennium Falcon. They built the half-scale version, which was about 23 tons. It was made out of wood and steel, and they built some smaller versions, and they built one that was you could even put it in your hand.
The 23-tonner, though, that's the one that they set outside and it rotted completely down. They finally throwed it on the burn pile.
They set that thing out behind the studios.
And when we hit the 2-minute mark, just real quick, when we hit the 2-minute mark, we're going to pull up those completed auctions. But Ronnie, Darth Vader's uniform.
Yeah, when they first started out, they had $1,700 to make Darth Vader's suit with, and they subbed the cape and then the chest piece out to one company and the mask out to another company, and it was kind of wishy-washy, and it was a hodgepodge mix of stuff. But,
But then
anyway,
in the
they
end-
only had the one suit for the whole movie.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
they
man.
and they even used it for the promos.
Yeah.
For promoting the film afterward.
Right.
So
And
tell them what happened to it on the end, because we're going to have to go to completed auction.
if you see, when you watch Return of the Jedi, which was the last in the original trilogy, and you saw him burning Darth Vader on the original burn pyre, funeral pyre, that was the original costume.
So they burned
Actually
the original.
burned it. Oh, man.
I wouldn't have done that. Now, Philip, pull up those. We went to eBay, which is mine and Ronnie's favorite site to
I
go
bet.
to.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
it's a big. We use it quite a bit on our show to show people what stuff.
Right.
Now, Ronnie, why don't you talk about these completed auctions? He's got this one here for $375,000. Tell them about that one.
Yeah, the Blockade Runner. The Blockade.
That's the filming of the miniature from Star Wars Episode
1, that'd be
Yes.
the Phantom Menace, where the Federation blockaded the planet, and they had the ships. They would fire their ion cannons out, and then they'd have a ship
And
that
that's
would
one
go.
of them right there. It's just a miniature now, and it brought $375,000. But it also had 11 bids. Carrie Fisher's costume.
That was her metal bikini that they used in there, and they actually reproduced those now.
Now
and-
this was at a high dollar auction place. That one had one bid, but brought $80,000. Did you bid on it?
It's a little too rich for me. But,
Now, here,
probably a
I'm sure you
70s
could.
auction.
Ultimate Star Wars Vintage AFA 85 graded collection. It looks like 1, 2, 3 pieces there.
AFA 85. That's near mint.
Yeah. And it's buy it now.
$78,000.
Right. Free shipping though.
Yeah, oh yeah. I think
Yeah,
I'd
I
give them
know.
free shipping too for $78,000.
All right, let's try to get this. Keep going, Philip. We're going to find another couple of pieces there. Maybe. Well, we're out of time. Well, let's do this. Let's do this right there. Now that's the one about the double.
The double telescoping lightsabers, which were only available with the early bird sets. In '77, they didn't have any toys ready for the Christmas season. You bought a board that came with a box and a certificate, and you sent it off, and you were a member of a club, and you got them in the mail.
And
you
that
got
one piece there
mailers.
brought what? Was it 22,000?
20,000, I think.
Philip,
maybe
what was
20.
that? 22?
$20,000 for that
$20,000
one.
with 12 bids.
I bought one, was
Hey,
probably
look here.
about 15
I like
years
what
ago
it says
now.
there, pick up only. That means you have to go get it, but it's free to come get it. How about that? After you
Yeah.
pay the $20,000.
Yeah, right.
We gotta get out of here.
There's a
haven't
$16,000 one.
we? Yeah. Well, that's
Okay.
a quick 10 minutes.
That one went by real fast.
It
It's
took us
because-
longer to get down here, Ronnie.
Yeah.
It's because we had an interesting subject with people that knew what they were talking about. You know, that's why it is.
Well, Star Wars is just going to keep growing and growing. You know, with the new movies coming out now, Disney's bought the franchise, and they're going to put out this one, 2 more after this one, numbered movies. They're going to have little anthology movies in between. So it's going to just keep growing and growing.
Well, we got to get out of here. We're out of time.
Have
We've
you
been-
guys, real quick, you guys have probably talked about this on your show as well, have you not?
We have, but not like that.
We've touched on the subject.
We're actually going to have a show on it now since the
Are
movie's
you?
coming out.
Okay. Yes.
Maybe next Wednesday we'll talk about it after
Yeah.
the movie comes out.
Right, yeah.
So we can tell people how well the movie done first.
Okay.
Right,
And if you want to listen to this on the radio again, it's on Thunder Radio, and I think that's 10 o'clock in the morning. Is that?
Yeah, from 10 to 11.
10 to 11, yeah.
Yeah. But,
Right.
I mean, there's no way you can't watch our show, Let's Talk Antiques, because you can go to YouTube and watch it. You can go to your Facebook. You can go
Correct.
to our Facebook.
And I think it
you
plays-
can actually watch it Wednesday night at 6 here on Charter,
Right.
Friday night at 9, and Sunday evening at
Right.
3.
Right.
I mean, we give you all kind of opportunities to see the show.
Absolutely.
If anybody that wants to see it, there's no reason they can't see
Yeah.
it.
And there's some interesting stuff on there. Sometimes I go in there and I just want to kind of see what you guys did this week. And I end up watching the whole show.
Oh, you're always
You
going to
know,
learn
which
something
I
that
have
you
time
didn't
to do,
know.
but it-
Yeah, that's what we're trying to do is to
Educate people about
Yeah,
collecting.
That's the only way to be a real collector. You got to be an educated collector nowadays.
Right. Yeah. Okay. All right, folks. Guys, thank you so much for coming.
Thank
by.
you for
It's
having
always
us.
good to see you. Ronnie, always good to see you as
Yes.
well. Folks, we'll be right back in just a moment with more living right after this.
Oh,
ladies and gentlemen, this is the paint. Uh-oh. I just knocked the tree over. This is the paint doctor. I got the color wheel. Now, you know what a color wheel is? It is the wheel at the paint works where you pick all your colors to paint your room. It could be a multicolored beard. It could be a underarm fan. You never can tell. One thing we do know is that it's time to paint. You know, you can make your wife very happy if you go to your house and paint some rooms, or you paint the outside of the house, the inside of the house. It makes them feel very good because you work hard for them and they like that. All women like to see their man sweat. You know, they do. Honeydew is what they do. And you get to do it too. So you go to the paint works at 1960 North Washington Street and you see David Ikonen over there, and he's the real paint doctor. He fix you up with color. It's so nice when the color is right. Go to Paintworks today. Martin Senior. See? Martin Senior. Right there. Martin Senior at the Paintworks. Bye, and we see you next time. I'm burning up.
You know what, guys? There's a lot of tree branches and dry brush over here. We should probably move the bonfire over there.
I'm guessing Smokey liked that idea.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and we're pleased to have joining us now Evelyn Curley, who, in case you don't know, is actually the mayor of Tullahoma because her husband got elected to the job. But, you know, Evelyn is really the brains of this whole family, who, by the way, you guys have started a new venture, a travel agency kind of thing, too, haven't you? So if you guys are interested in traveling anywhere in the world, I guess, they can just call you, Evelyn?
They can. I'll be glad to help.
Yeah, okay. Do you get to take any of these trips yourself?
I try as much as I can.
Yeah, cool. Okay, all right. So give them a call if you're interested in doing a little travel here. We're going to give you a free plug on that, Evelyn.
Thank you.
Because you're doing something that you've done for a while, and it's a really great thing for our community. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, for many years, I couldn't tell you how many, Jimmy. Lane and I have coordinated a Christmas Day meal for people that maybe have a hard time getting a meal together, or have no family, or maybe shut-ins and they're by themselves. But we coordinate this meal. We purchase the food from Harton Hospital. Harton has been very good to work with us. They give us a great price on the food, and we depend on volunteers to come and help us out on Christmas morning to package the meals. Most of them will be delivered. Probably 90% of them are delivered. And like I say, it's people who are shut in or they don't have any transportation. And this year we're also having a time period between 11 and noon. If somebody does have transportation, they want to come and eat, they can come and eat their Christmas lunch there. Some people might want to be with other people on Christmas. They're by themselves.
Yeah.
That way they can come and enjoy a meal and enjoy some fellowship as well.
Now, you mentioned, I don't remember how long you've done this either. Whose idea was this to start with? Do you remember? Or what motivated you to start this program?
It's probably been 20 years ago.
Yeah.
I think Lane and I were just talking, and maybe we were sort of made aware of Meals on Wheels recipients, and they don't deliver meals on holidays. So I think that's sort of where the idea sprung from, and it sort of went from there.
Yeah, and I would imagine that you guys have a lot of volunteers involved in this that help make this possible.
We do. We are always blessed with just an abundance of volunteers on Christmas morning. I think that a lot of people look for ways to help others, and what better day to do that than Christmas Day. So we have families, people bring their children, we have people from all walks of life that come and help us on Christmas morning, and everybody's welcome. Sometimes if you can have too many volunteers, sometimes it's so crowded you can hardly move. But I never tell anybody, no, we don't need you, we're covered, because people want to be a part of it, and I say there may not be a whole lot for you to do, but you're welcome to come. I never tell anybody not to come. We want everybody that wants to be a part of it to come.
I'm guessing that's a great problem to have, because initially, my first thought when you got started this was it's really going to be hard to get people to come out and do that on Christmas morning, but obviously that's not the case.
And we see a lot of the same people every year, and it's part of I think a little tradition maybe for their family to come and help somebody else on Christmas morning, and then they have time to go enjoy their Christmas lunch. So.
And I also would imagine that it's going to make you feel a whole lot better about the nice things you have.
It does.
If you get out and do that.
It makes you enjoy your time with your family or your Christmas meal later that day. It does make you enjoy it more, that you feel like you've spent part of your day helping others.
You have any idea how many people that you're able to feed on this day? And
we typically feed around 300.
Yeah.
That's what we're planning on this year.
Okay. And you mentioned that 90% of those you're actually delivering it to their home. I think I've heard you or Elaine say before that that's really important to people that are shut in, because a lot of times they won't see anybody that day.
That's exactly right. Or maybe talk to another person. So we usually have enough delivery people that each person only has to deliver maybe 3 or 4 meals. So we encourage them, if the recipient seems receptive, to spend a minute and ask them, how their day is going, or just try to talk to them for a little while and give them the opportunity, if they want to talk, to just be a listening ear that day, and maybe spend a few minutes there if you can.
Right. Okay, now, again, this is coming up on Christmas Day, which is next Friday. And so do they just come to the hospital? Is that where you're
there's about three or four different ways people can help, so I'll sort of go over that. The people who are interested in helping to package the meals and get the to-go plates ready to go should be at Harton at about 9 o'clock on Christmas morning. The ones who are interested in delivering should be there around 10 o'clock. And hopefully we'll have some meals ready by then that we can go ahead and start the deliveries shortly after that. Then we'll need a few people to hang around the hospital to help serve the ones that come in to eat at 11, maybe from 11 to 12, and sort of help with the cleanup and sort of the wrapping up of things. We're also asking people for desserts. We purchase the food from Harton, and they give us a good price, but traditionally we ask for donations of homemade desserts. And people bring in all these beautiful cakes and pies and brownies and cookies, and that way we have sort of a variety of different desserts to put on the plates, and if we have any left over, we will send maybe an entire pie to a family.
Right.
If it's a large family with 10 people, we might send them a whole cake, if we, assuming we have enough. But that seems to be a nice touch, and that's another way for people to contribute. If maybe they can't come on Christmas morning to help, they can provide a dessert. And then we're also looking for funds to help pay for it. And if anybody's interested in that, they can send a check to Hot Meals, and that's P.O. Box 84 in Tullahoma, and that money will be used to help pay for the purchase of the food.
Okay, which would be quite helpful too, I'm sure. Yeah, okay, all right. So, a phone number, the phone number is on the screen.
Oh, yes. And also I need to tell people, if you know of somebody who could use a meal, maybe they're having a hard time, and we don't really have any qualifiers. We don't ask people for any kind of qualification. We just sort of, if you feel like you need a meal, we'll bring you one. But if you do know of somebody, a family that perhaps could use a meal, you can either email me at lcurley@lighttube.net or call and leave a message at 588 0678.
Okay, and that's the number that's been on your screen up there
Right.
for a little bit, folks. So give Evelyn a call if you can.
Right.
If you can help.
Right.
Either help and pay for this, or you want to volunteer. You need
Right.
know someone who
Right.
needs.
Right,
a
or we
meal
are
on
looking.
that day.
We're planning for 300 again this year,
Yeah.
and we try to keep it. We try to limit it to pretty much Tullahoma folks, because we can't deliver all over
Oh, sure.
Middle Tennessee. But we do try to do our best. Now, I'm not saying we couldn't, but we try to limit it to Tullahoma.
Right. Okay. All right. So this is coming up on Christmas Day. It's a great way to make yourself feel better about what you're doing that day. And I think I'm correct in assuming that if you're just want to go spend Christmas, have dinner with other people, and you're going to be alone, it's okay to come. There's no checking eligibility and that kind of stuff.
No. No,
Okay.
there's not.
All right. Great program,
Okay.
Evelyn, and congratulations to you and Lane for all you do for our community, for goodness
Well, thank
sakes.
you. And thank you for having me on.
It's our pleasure because again, this is a great program you've got here, and I hope you folks will participate in it either financially or as a volunteer. Folks, we'll be right back in just a moment with more living right after this.
It's time for every family and business in Tullahoma to go green and recycle. Tullahoma Public Works makes it simple and easy to recycle. Just place your recyclable materials, paper, plastic, aluminum, and cardboard beside your garbage container on the same day your garbage is picked up. Your recycled materials don't have to be in a fancy container. Recycling is not only the right thing to do, it makes sense. Recycling pays. Paying to bury our garbage costs each of us. Please do your part. Let's go green, Tullahoma, and recycle.
Hi, I'm Cindy.
And I'm Jacob. I'm the Rooster.
And I'm the Red Mane. And we would like to welcome you to
Roosterwear.
Yes, Roosterwear is a cottage industry producing accessories for men, women, children, babies, and pets. All items are hand cut and sewn locally. Roosterwear specializes in bow ties, pocket squares, scarves, cufflinks, neckties, and aprons of all sizes for all ages. Baby products include onesies, diaper covers, bibs, and burp pads. All bow ties, tie it yourself or pre-tied, come with an adjustable neckband. All products can be made with a material of your choice, as special orders are available upon request. Don't be standing back looking at fashion. Create your own with Roosterwear.
come visit us at
roosterandredmaiden.com.
to find our handcrafted designs for
The Cock of the Walk.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Last week, the city sponsored an Old Town Christmas stroll again after several years, and Andrew picked up this film of Ann Baldwin's singers. I think they're her private vocal students, and if I'm not mistaken, they were at First Christian Church.
Chestnuts roasting on an open fire, Jack Frost nipping at your nose.
the time, maybe you were just building a bridge, a business, or a community. Maybe you were simply working for a home or a better tomorrow. at the time you served out of duty and love of country. But in that time, we see a legacy created, an American dream lived. The rehab team at Life Care Center of Tullahoma is ready to help you live well.
There is no place like home.
Getting home safely is just a click away, and choosing the right seat for your little one's age and size will take you down the road to safer travels.
How can I ever thank you enough?
Visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat.
I'm meteorologist Leland Statham from the News Channel 5 Weather Center. Look to Jim Fuller and crew for local news night here on Channel 6.
Welcome back. I know you're going to be glad you hung around for this. I have Noel Clements on the set with me. Noel, good to see you. You guys are so busy.
Thanks for having me.
And you clean up so good. I'm so proud that you're here.
Yes, I'm mostly dirty when I'm working on sets. And
I know. I hardly ever have time to dress up. Anyway, we have so many art organizations in our region that we're very proud of, and Manchester Art Center has done an awesome job, and you all have such a season coming up. I can't believe it.
Yes, we're very excited.
Yeah, and it opens in January. What's the first play?
Pride and Prejudice.
That's pretty ambitious, isn't it?
Yes, it's and it's a Teen Actors Guild production.
Oh, is it?
So it's all teens. It's directed by Rachel Spangler and Jeannie Edwards.
Jeannie does a great job. I don't know Rachel like I know Jeannie, but I know
every
that
January we do a teen show that it's a non-musical.
Well, I got to tell you, every teen show I have seen has been very professionally done. I've been very impressed. You have a great group of actors and actresses over there.
Yeah, those kids can really surprise you sometimes.
Yes, they can. So that opens when?
January 15th.
January 15th.
And it runs for 2 weekends. All of our shows are Friday, Saturday.
Are they generally 7:30?
7:30.
And so it's Friday, Saturday, 7:30, Sunday,
and then
matinee
Sunday at 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock. And you want to talk about ticket price, or you want to talk about what do you want to talk about?
Yeah, well, all of our tickets, we decided to make it simple this year. All of our tickets for every show, musical and non-musical, is $15 for adults and $13 for students, seniors, and military.
That's very, very fair.
We think it's competitive, and it's.
And I believe it's going to be easier to keep up with. It's hard to have 5 or 6 different ticket prices, and
yes. We've even thought about going with just one price,
Yeah.
and maybe that'll come in the future. But we're try to simplify.
Trying to get there. So I can come for $13 because I'm old and because I'm military.
There you go.
So that's great.
So,
all right.
we won't charge you twice.
I know this year you told me you had eight shows instead of 7.
Well,
and so what is a season ticket this year?
A season ticket, we have 2 options.
Okay.
As you said, we have 8 shows this year, which is 1 more than we usually have because this is our 20th anniversary. And we have 8 shows. We have what we call a super subscriber.
Okay.
And then we have a 5-show season that is what we call a subscriber, and it includes 5 of the shows that do not include the Teen Actors Guild and the We Actors Guild productions.
Okay, so there's one that includes everything, and then one that's limited to the
right. And most people
adult
go
theater.
ahead and spring for the
I would
8-show
think
season.
so.
Yes, because it's if I have to get my spectacles here for a super subscriber, all 8 shows is $75 for adults and $60 for students.
Wow. So that's less than $10 a ticket.
Yes, and but that's only until the end of December.
Okay. So that once you open, it's going up.
January 1st, it goes up $10.
Okay, that's
so
very
we're trying
fair.
to get people
I think
early.
that's smart.
You know, it makes a great gift. I would say probably 1/3 of our sales right now are gifts.
Are gifts, and that's a great. Go out if you. How many people need to think of what are you going to buy for somebody that has everything? A ticket to the Manchester Art Center or South Jackson Civic Center, Community Playhouse. All those things are very valuable gifts. All right, and the ticket for 6 shows.
For 5 shows.
For 5 shows is
$45 for adults and $35.
I think that's awesome.
For seniors and students.
That's wonderful.
And military. And that's for the 5-show season. Yes.
Okay.
And you can get the tickets online is the easiest way to do it.
So you call this. No, I mean you dial up that.
Yes, you can call 728-3434 or call or look up millenniumrep.org.
And if, you know, it's 931 preceding that if
Yes.
you
Yeah.
are not in this area. And the Manchester Art Center is obviously in Manchester, and is it Main Street?
It's
What's
on
the address?
East Main Street,
East-
128 East
You can't
Main
miss
Street.
it. And the square is pretty enough. Just go around the square 2 or 3 times, and then it's just barely off the square.
Right, just a block off
Yeah.
the square next to Baker
I like
Brothers
that
Drugs.
theater. I love it because there's not a bad seat in the house.
Yes, that's
Every
right.
seat is a good
That's it.
seat. All right, let's make sure we have time to tell them what all is coming in the season.
Oh, yes, yes, good.
I think they'll want to know.
Well, after Pride and Prejudice is Nonsense, big musical.
And that's fun.
Yes, yes, all women, and that's in February. Harvey, classic.
You're kidding, is that? I helped direct that
So-
Once Upon a Time with Rebecca Chun, and Weldon Payne did the lead.
Oh, yes. He's
And that is a
wonderful.
great
Yes.
production.
Well, we're excited
Yeah,
about
love
that
it.
again. Will Prater will be directing this
Oh,
time.
okay.
And we're proud to have him as a new director in our theater. Disney's Aladdin Jr.
Oh,
is-
man, that's going to blow it out of
is
the
in May.
roof.
Yes, and we're actually we have 2 casts because we've started a homeschool program a
That's
little over a year
nice.
ago. And so I meet with homeschool students once a week, and we rehearse and then perform for school shows.
For the schools. I
Yes.
went to one of the school shows last year. I can't remember what it was.
May have been Peter Pan.
It was
Jr.
Peter Pan.
Yes, yes.
And it was simply done, but I tell you what, it was so cute, and the looks on these children's faces.
Yeah.
Little people were just sitting on the edges of their seat.
Yeah,
That
they
is-
make the best audience.
I think that's one of the smartest things you all do, to do a program that includes educational outreach. I think that's wonderful.
Thank
Okay,
you.
go on. We'll
We're very
make sure we
excited
get it
about
all.
Music Man in July.
Well, that's one of my favorites.
Yes, and that's kind of the slot that we've added this year.
Yeah.
So we're doing extra musicals this year. Music
Are you
Man
going to
is-
do the music? Who's going to be? Oh, you don't know yet.
Oh, we don't know.
You don't know yet.
We'll have I
Yeah,
don't
you
even
have-
know when auditions are.
you have open
for that.
auditions for
Yes,
everything.
yes.
Nothing is
But,
precast.
Danelle Afflerball is the director,
Okay.
and she's a choreographer mostly.
She does a good job.
Yeah, she's
Mhm.
fantastic. And
She's
she
been a
runs
real
the Duck
asset,
River
too.
Dance in Manchester. Tag's big musical is Bye Bye Birdie.
Oh, that's fun. That's
Yeah.
a Teenage Actors Guild,
Right,
if you don't
the
know what
Teen
TAG
Actors
means.
Guild. And
Bye Bye Birdie's going to bring a crowd. You better
Yes.
get your tickets today.
yes, yes. Well, those Tag shows sell out.
They always
Yeah,
do.
especially the musicals.
And you have some really good kids. Okay, we got 30
Okay.
seconds.
To Kill a Mockingbird in October.
I love it.
Yep. And the grand finale, The Wizard of Oz.
Wow, what a season. Well, I must congratulate the Manchester Art Center because you guys are doing a great job. Well, Noel, any last words since we're here close to the end?
Well, I just want everybody to know that this is your community theater, and we want you to come and not just see the shows, but be in the shows and be a part of the production.
And help to keep this going. I think of all the young people you've influenced, and old people. I'm still being influenced. Thanks, Noel.
Thank you so
I love
much,
you guys,
Peggy.
and I love what you're doing. We'll be back with whatever comes up.
Here at Manchester Funeral Home, we know the importance of living and working in our local community because it's those families who we serve during their time of need honorably. We believe in supporting local business and offer only 100% Batesville caskets, the best in the industry and a driver of our local economy. If you want straightforward and fair pricing while working with the people you know, choose Manchester Funeral Home, serving your community since 1932. And pre-planning and pre-funding can be the best gift you ever leave your loved ones. Call us to pre-arrange. Manchester Funeral Home. Our family caring for your family since 1932.
If you want to be a parent, it doesn't matter how you play, what you wear, how you dance, or even what direction life takes you. You just need to be there. You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care don't need perfection. They just need you.
How long has it been since you raced a cheetah? Are your tornado creating skills getting rusty? Tired of being the only one in your neighborhood who hasn't built a dinosaur? Sounds like it's time to visit the Hands-On Science Center. The Hands-On Science Center is an indoor science playground. In this museum, please touch is the rule. Join us for weekly science demonstrations on space, lasers, lizards, rocks, and a whole lot more. No two visits are ever the same, so visit often to see our ever-changing exhibits and demonstrations. The Hands-On Science Center, 101 Mitchell Boulevard in Tullahoma.
All right, folks, we're back, and I'm with my buddy Deb Holliday, and we are talking about the Mystery at Morse Ferry books, and you've written 3 of them.
3 so far.
It's the trilogy right now. And the first book, when did the first book come out? How long have you been doing this, working on this?
This particular series, the first one released about 3 years ago, and that's the Mystery at Morse Ferry. Then the second one released a year later, and that's Ghost at Morse Ferry. It picks up a year later. And the third one released in October, and it's Mystery of Morse Ferry Gold.
And this follows Farrah Morgan?
It does.
And she's I don't know if you can see the front of that, but there she is right there. And that's the book that's just released. And it sort of closes this chapter.
It does. It wraps up the mystery of Morse Ferry. Farrah finds out whether or not there's actually Civil War gold hidden there. And all 3 of the books stand alone, but yet there's a common thread that connects all 3 of these.
Right.
So this is the finale of Morse Ferry.
How long have you been writing?
I've written ever since I could read. I was probably about 8 years old when I first started writing short stories.
Do you still have all of that stuff?
You know, I wish I did. It's a funny story there. My husband and I married, and we were expecting our first child, and very limited in funds. All of my work for my whole life was in a chest of drawers that I had brought to our house from my home. My son needed places for his clothes, and I burned all my work because I thought that's just a pipe dream. I'm never going to be published. And I burned it all, my whole lifelong work.
I'm so sorry.
But my son had a place for his clothes.
There you go.
So then, but I continue to write. My kids say some of their best memories are getting up during the night to get a drink of water or something, and me sitting at the desk writing or on the couch. They always knew that I would accomplish it.
There was a story coming.
There was a story coming. They said they always knew it.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Well, where can people get these books?
Well, they're available at Amazon.com. They're available on Kindle. The price on Kindle is $2.99. So that's very affordable.
Very affordable.
The price on the order through Amazon is $9.99, and that's for the actual book.
Right.
And that's very affordable.
Yes, it is.
And of course, books make wonderful Christmas gifts.
They do. That's what I was getting ready to say.
That's my sister and I could always count on at least 2 books each under the Christmas tree.
Yeah, that's good.
And in fact, my grandson, when he turned 13, asked me to please not give him any more books. He had enough to last for a lifetime. He's outgrown that now. He's 28 and he likes books.
He likes to read again.
He does.
Yeah. So, do you have a next thought in mind?
I'm currently writing the 4th one.
Oh, okay.
This time, Farrah goes to a different location, and for those that are familiar with Estill Springs area, the old Eastbrook Inn was an inspiration, and Farrah went there and found a new mystery. And so I'm currently writing that one.
When Farrah first starts in this, how old is Farrah?
She's about 12 or 13.
And how old is Farrah now?
She's not going to age past about 13 or 14. She's going to stay there. These are reminiscent of Nancy Drew, Trixie Belden, Hardy Boy Mysteries. And
well, that's great.
So she's going to stay about the same age. She just goes to different locations to find a mystery.
Well, have you ever thought about the castle over there?
I have. In fact, I have an invitation to their open house this Sunday, and I'm going to go just to get to see the beautiful castle, but also to get some inspiration.
Maybe there's a ghost or
there's
a
something
spirit
there, I'm sure.
might come to you and say, "Hey, don't forget me."
Right, and of course P.K. Bramlett owns it, and so I may take some liberties with his castle.
Now, I haven't been out by that place recently. Is it completely rebuilt now?
All that they're going to rebuild.
Okay.
Has been restored and rebuilt, and I haven't been inside it since it was completed, but I'm looking forward to Sunday.
Oh, I'm sure it'll be pretty.
It's going to be gorgeous, I'm sure.
So, Deb Holliday, the Farrah Morgan stories. And you can, like she said, you can get them on Kindle, you can get them on Amazon, and she'd probably bring one to your house if you asked her to.
I bet I would.
How can folks get in touch with you?
They can find me through Facebook. My Facebook page is DL Holliday, and that's with 2 L's. And my email also is laynedlh@aol.com.
Okay.
And they can reach me either way.
So, great Christmas present, great lady. I just love to have people who write and have creative capabilities on the show with us, and thank you so much. And hope you have a Merry Christmas, and you're going to have to come back and tell us what Farrah's getting into next,
I'll
okay?
do that.
All right.
Thank you very much.
We'll be back in just a minute, folks.
Smoking tobacco accounts for 3 of every 10 fire deaths in the United States.
Tullahoma Fire Department. Need you en route to a structure fire, 202 Main Street. Heavy smoke showing. Neighbors advise child trapped inside.
Lighters, matches, and associated smoking paraphernalia are the leading cause of preschooler fire deaths. We as firefighters know that most structure fires can be prevented.
I've got one! Command, this is primary search. We have a victim. Need EMS to meet us at the front door.
Please help us to give you a fighting chance. This can be prevented. Contact the Tullahoma Fire Department for a free home safety inspection.
What's a Tennessee vacation? It starts off like any road trip, and then, boom, adventure and thrills everywhere you look, which happens to be some of the most beautiful scenery in the country. Music here, history there, and all kinds of green in between. Come relax and unwind, or bring the crowd for some stargazing, or stargazing. Whatever you do, come hungry and expect an awesome soundtrack. It's all right here in Tennessee. We're playing your song. For a free vacation guide, visit tnvacation.com.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
All right, we're back, Miss Peggy and Me. That might be a song in itself, Miss Peggy,
Miss Peggy and Me. That's sort of like, what is it? I can't remember the show now. Driving Miss Daisy.
Yeah, right.
Driving Miss Daisy.
Right. Yeah, that was a great movie.
Yeah.
Really was.
So one of these days I'll just write my story and we'll just act it out.
We'll act it out. The Peggy Burton saga.
Right.
What do you got planned? What's coming up in Peggy Burton's life? You've got a New Year's Eve show, don't you?
We've got New Year's Eve at Swanee, at the new Swanee Inn, which we played last year with the South Jackson Street Band. It was great. Oh my gosh, what a crowd they had. The food was awesome, and the place is so beautiful. It's a beautiful place to be.
Yeah.
And the South Jackson's also having there's a benefit here in Tullahoma, also New Year's Eve.
Right. The Centennial Women's Club is giving a benefit
and we appreciate
to raise money for Light Up South Jackson, and that will be at Lakewood Golf and Country Club.
So there's plenty to do.
Yeah. Don't forget Jacob and Cindy's show this Saturday night, the 19th at 7 o'clock. And folks, let me tell you what, you do yourself a favor. You see this woman right here on stage. Go somewhere and see her on stage, and it's just absolutely amazing what she's capable of doing. We're so blessed that Peggy's chosen to hang around this town and share her talents with us throughout the years. And a statement I made when I saw a picture of her after the other night in her black dress with a red bow around her neck is it walks like a rooster, it crows like a rooster, but it's the number one hen in the coop is what this one is right here.
Oh my goodness.
And she can do it with the best of them. So find a way to see Peggy Burton on stage. You won't be sorry that you did that, because it's always a good show. And with that said, we're going to get out of here, Peggy.
It's time to go. I can't believe it went so fast.
Time to go.
Y'all have a nice weekend.
Yeah, and be safe out there. The kiddos, get your Christmas shopping done, but be safe and be friendly to each other. It's Christmas time.
Just love somebody.
Love them. Yeah. Here you go.
I love you, John.
Bye.
West Middle School, 6th grade choir.
That's not a lot. I've been an angel
angel all year, Santa baby. So hurry down the chimney tonight. Hurry down the chimney tonight. Hurry down the chimney tonight. Santa baby.
Here's a dance floor sensation coming at you with a bang. Bringing Yuletide thunder, there's a fa-la-la and the cool gang. Turn up, to turn it up on the housetop. Turn up, on the housetop, up on the housetop. Reindeer paws, out comes good old Santa Claus. Down through the chimney, lots of toys, all for the little ones' Christmas joy. Turn up, to turn it up on the housetop. Turn up, on the housetop. Yo ho ho on the housetop. Yo ho ho. Ho ho ho. Up on the housetop. Click, click, click. Come on, Santa, turn up. Down to the chimney. Comes good Saint Nick. Turn up. Christmas will not be the same without this trio of cool little ladies. They're sure to turn everyone's nose red with Yuletide cheer. Let's give a really big welcome to the Reindeer Sisters.
The snow's coming down. I'm watching it fall. Lots of people around. Baby, please come home. The church bells in town. Oh, ringing a song full of happiest sounds. Baby, please come home. If there was a way, I hope I could see. But it's Christmas Day. Please, 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 baby, please come
There is one rock and roller who can really shake things up around here. He's fierce. He's intense. So watch out, because you never know when the abominable snowman will rock this show. You better watch out. You better not cry. You better not pout. I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. Oh no, there he is. The abominable snowman. He's making a list. He's checking it twice. He's gonna find out
time to make my runs. So here's wishing you all a good night, and remember what I always say, Merry Christmas to all, and to all a cool Yule.